Hello, friends.
Oh, we're doing this again.
It's time for the spectacular.
Oh, I'm excited.
A jumbo series of live shows.
Cool.
With guests whom you all know.
We sure do.
We got all you need in the TV Co app, which is free. We're talking everyday life with BB alums, old school, new school. It's all epic fun. So let's get started, friends, because us three got a lot to discuss.
We do.
It's time to enjoy the show.
It is.
Let's see who'll be joining us.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Guess who's enjoying the intro?
Hooray!
It's me, and I'm sorry, Nicole, I tried for you, but we got guests. We gotta start the show. Go, Nicole, start the show. Start it now.
Fine.
Hello, Nicole.
Hello, Eric, and hello, all of our fantastically amazing friends.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a terrific Tuesday.
And terrific TMI, totally totes my goats Tuesday, yes.
A totes my goats, and I want to say a very special welcome to you, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
I don't know how this happened. It's just a black shirt, but I guess because my hair is black. I don't know. This look is very, I'm feeling very, like Elvira or like, maybe the Addams Family. I don't know. It's a whole mood. It's a vibe, but I don't know. I kind of like it though.
I think you're trying to screw with me and you're trying to get people on your side because everybody messages me and was like, Nicole was all sunshine, rainbows, and glitter and unicorns until you. And now she's all Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, like she's gone into mourning.
Am I though? It's all parts of me. These are the parts of me, like unicorns and black hair and glasses.
Well, you know what parts of people I want, Nicole?
What part is that, Eric?
I want their thumbs or their fingers, and I want them to make sure that they follow, like, and subscribe wherever you guys are watching this show. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, of course. If you're watching in the Hello Friends community, HFC, in the free TV Co app, make sure you click that blue follow button. That is where a lot of stuff from this show is coming from. We've been polling. We have had a lot of hot topics over the past week. We are ready to find out the results and concede our defeat or revere in the regards of winning.
Wow, I love that. It's a reverie of ravishing, riveting success. And you know what else is a success?
When people share the show.
When people share the show.
I know.
It.
I agree. Whether you guys are watching live right now, watching this in the future, sharing these shows, telling your friends, your neighbors, putting them places online that you think people would enjoy them, is a great way to help support the shows. Of course, if you're having trouble finding the shows in all those places I mentioned that they could be, or still yet don't know when we go live at the same time every week, you can check out the schedule over at hellofriendspod.com, as well as get the links to all of those social media sites for Nicole, myself, or the show. So we thank you guys so much for that. But, like we said, Nicole, we've been polling, we've been testing, we've been doing it all this past week.
Yep, we've had your fingers doing all that stuff we just said, and now it's poll time.
I agree. And I watched your pre-show.
Okay.
So I watched your pre-show, and that's why I think probably the first result that we should bring up is something that we discussed earlier last week. Now, for those of you that might missed it, Nicole said that she believed she is one with Kristen Wiig. That if you were to look at Nicole right now, you would go, you know what? That's Kristen Wiig.
I'm not saying looks. I am saying sense of humor and dynamic.
You should really go for looks. That's got a better chance.
Darn it. Go ahead.
Or on the flip side, is she more of a Sue Heck?
I just feel like personality-wise, right? When I watch SNL
Yeah.
and I see Kristen, as Target Lady or as Gilly or, as I'm so freaking excited. It reminds me so much of myself. Whereas when I watch the middle, I don't necessarily see myself in Kristen Wiig. I may Kristen Wiig. Oh, I just jinxed myself. In Sue Heck, I see more so my sister. That's a joke in my family that Sue Heck reminds us of Megan. But I don't see myself. So I don't agree.
So for anybody listening right now, what Nicole just said, but the light switch still hasn't flicked in her head yet. So you relate to Kristen Wiig when she's doing a character like Sue Heck.
Yes, because I feel as though if I say I'm more like Kristen Wiig, then it shows it's a sense of humor that you can flick on and off. It's on purpose. If I say I'm like Sue Heck, that's a personality type that's permanent.
Do you want me to just throw you the life vest now, or should you want the results?
Go ahead. I would like a life vest and the results, please.
With 67% of the vote, so that is way more than half the vote. Yeah. It's almost 3/4 of the vote. The person that you've been voted to be most like is Sue Heck, Nicole.
Okay.
You only got 32% of the vote saying Kristen Wiig. And again, I say, whoever this 30% of the audience is, right? You're
Love
liars.
You guys.
No, you're
No,
liars.
no.
You're liars. You're
No,
lying.
They're not liars. They're what I would say are thinkers. So they're not looking at it as black or white, this or that. They're looking at it as more the gray area. Oh, Kristen's sense of humor when she's the actress during The Secret Word or stuff like that. That's a very Nicole way to act. She's so funny, like Nicole. So they're actually dissecting. Hey. They're not taking things at surface level. They're not stereotyping. They're not jumping to conclusions. They're actually assessing the situation, saying, you know what? Yes, Nicole has that sense of humor.
Well, then maybe when you jumped on this poll and made it ahead of me so that I couldn't make it, you should have said Kristen Wiig while doing insane characters on Saturday Night Live. Then you would have got more of the vote.
I should have clarified. I should have said whose personality or sense of humor is Nicole more like Sue Heck, which is, of course, a character name from the middle, not the actress's name. And I shouldn't have said Kristen Wiig. I should have said Kristen Wiig's characters from Saturday Night Live. I don't like Kristen Wiig in real life. I'd have to actually really think about. I don't think so, but how she presents herself on SNL, that's who I feel like I emulate.
Okay.
Backpedal.
Yeah,
I messed up. Okay, I messed up. I made an error, and that is my error to live with.
Well, I wanted to tell you, and this is probably not going to be good for you. However, Nicole A fan, who, by the way, literally their name is Nicole A fan in the TV chat.
Maybe their name is Nicole Afan. Maybe their last name is Afan. You don't know.
As I heard the other day, it could just be Nicole, a fan of Eric. However, no, I was corrected. It is a Nicole A fan. Says, I mean, come on. I'm biased towards Nicole, but this one's a no-brainer. You're Sue Heck.
No. Sue Heck has one sip of non-alcoholic and thinks she's drunk. I guess it is me. Damn it.
That's you. That's you. Although you don't drink, you're drunk. You don't think you're drunk. Anytime I've ever seen Nicole drink alcohol, it's been, what is that thing called with no alcohol in it?
Mike's.
Yeah, a Mike's. And then she literally will sip it. You know how like it only goes down like just to the neck? I don't even know what that is. 2 tablespoons. And Nicole be like, I'm feeling it.
No.
I'm feeling it. And then literally like 4 hours later, it maybe barely moved another teaspoon down. It's like, oh, this is really getting to me.
No, I can hold it, and it doesn't. I just don't feel the need to like chug a lugga. I like to enjoy it, and I guess I like the sugar aspect of it more. What's actually funny, one of the days you're referring to is the barbecue at my house, where
with the Big Brother people that
with the
everybody
big
was convinced was your key reveal.
for All Stars, yes. Tommy was there, Chrissy was there, my bestie Rachel was there, you were there, and we made margaritas and whatnot. And I didn't even have anything yet. I was just walking up the steps to help out in the house, and I tripped up a step, fell into the house, and I will never hear the end of it about how Nicole can't hold her liquor. I didn't drink anything. It wasn't she's tipsy. It was she's Nicole and she tripped.
Yeah. That was a fun moment. I remember that moment very well. That was definitely a fun moment of you tripping and falling. Yes.
And what's funny about that too, it says a lot about the people in your life.
Mhm.
They say like if you fall, a friend will help you up. If you fall, a best friend will laugh and then help you up. It was very telling the way the different people reacted in that moment. And I'll always remember you standing there pointing, laughing, and taking out your phone to film.
Correct. You're welcome. That's called good content.
Christy, her reaction was, "Oh my God, is she okay?" Okay, she's laughing. And then she started laughing. Tommy was oh my God, start laughing. And Rachel, obviously childhood bestie, just cracking up like it was the best thing she'd ever seen. So it goes to show you the different levels of who's known me longer.
Or what it goes to show you is that when Nicole gets hurt, everyone that knows her well laughs.
No, my sister helped me up.
She has to live with you.
Yeah, because they understand my pride and they
That
understand
you
she's gonna
would
be so
yell at
embarrassed.
them. That you'd
Not,
yell at them. That
not
they
yell.
can't get away from you.
It's embarrassing when you fall in front of people you head over your house. Like you're supposed to be a good hostess and you tripped up with your steps. That's embarrassing. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm
bet,
saying what?
I bet Kristen Wiig's characters trip a lot.
Yeah, but they do.
So similar.
You're exactly the same. I mean, I'm gonna agree. I will say I do not think you are a Sue Heck currently, but I think there is no way that anybody could go back and watch BB21 and not feel like they're watching Sue Heck. I mean, you basically both had the same outfits. You wore like pink little hot pants and you like teeny tiny baby small friggin' poofy shoulder business running around singing about rainbows.
Touche.
Always being super optimistic that you had a chance and like, gosh
Optimistic.
darn it, I'm gonna take that couple to the end because I'm Suek and I can do it. You're the best.
Oh, thank you. That's all you need to end it with is you're the best.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Yes. I see that Erin in TV Co-Chat says, Nicole, don't feel bad. Eric is basically Perez Hilton.
Oh, I don't think so. Am I wrong? Okay, this is really throwing it back because this is like my childhood. Was Perez the one crying with the video, like leave Britney alone? Oh my God, am I embarrassing myself? I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I don't know.
The
I was
person
young.
who did the Leave Britney Alone video, like, is now hot and does gay porn, and it's Chris Crocker. Or maybe not does gay porn, but I think does. So I shouldn't say that because I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe chat will tell me, but it is Chris Crocker. I'm pretty sure he does.
Perez.
Yeah, he does, and looks totally different. Like he's not like bleach blonde hair. Like or the last time I saw him a few nights ago, I was doing research for this show, and it looks good.
I'm happy for him and for you. Good.
Yeah, no, Chris Crocker. Yes, leave Britney alone.
You know who I know?
Who?
Betty Crocker, and she never lets you down.
Food is not a reward, Nicole. Food is not a reward, as we will learn in our next poll.
Which is?
I mean, you tell me, which one would
Okay.
you like? Which one are you feeling like? Are you feeling more
I
like an Oreo or a cupcake?
I am feeling more like a cupcake right now because the cupcake was the OG argument that led into the Oreo argument. So I think we need to
And
hash out the whole cupcake thing because I know you and I probably differ in our approaches. I know you're gonna have some crazy way of eating a cupcake. I can tell already. And I know people are very passionate about the way they do it.
right now, and this was born, I believe, in your Hangout show.
Yes.
So I
Yep.
don't believe that we've even really discussed this on this show yet, so we can get into it a little bit more. Um
Sure.
basic
Well,
basically.
I had to give the origin. The
Yeah, go.
origin was at Christmas dinner
Right.
at my house. I was sitting eating, Pillsbury flaky biscuits. I was, eating cabbage and all this yummy good stuff. And
Mhm.
somehow we got on the topic of dessert because my dad wanted to bring out like, cream pie and I don't know, chocolate, whatever it may be. And and I'm not really a big dessert person. So we got talking about stuff and I said, I like cookies more so than cake. Or I said, if it is going to be a cake, I like cupcakes. To which my sister, Kay, said, yeah, this is what enrages me. She goes, yes, cupcakes that you make into sandwiches. And she knows how I feel about it. And I was like, hey, no. And she was like, yes, you break off the bottom, you put it on top, and you eat it like a sandwich. So it's cake, icing, cake. And I said, you're ridiculous. Nobody eats it like that. To which I said, I eat it. I just eat the freaking cupcake. Just eat it. When I was
Yeah.
younger, I just ate the icing. Surprise. But just eat your cupcake. Like, why does that to be a big ordeal? To which we then started talking about icing. Megan was talking about the preschool and how they were having a holiday party and all the kids were just licking off the icing and then throwing out the cake. Because, that's like an adult child. To which my dad was in like, ugh, I just wipe off the icing and eat the cake because my dad does not like sprinkles. He doesn't really like sugary stuff. And then I think mom was like me. Mom was like, just eat it. So this just caused a big ruckus. So then during my hangout show, a couple nights later or so, I was like, chat, is this a thing? Do people rip off the bottom? Like, how do you eat a cupcake? And there are different ways. People really feel passionate about this. And that's my rant. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we were almost approaching where I was gonna have to invoke Nicole, hold your breath. You're almost gonna have to invoke a hold your breath. Okay. First of all, to those people, I would say, have they not heard of Top of the Muffin to you? Clearly not Seinfeld fans. It's an entire episode devoted to
Oh,
it.
that's right. That's right. I do
Mhm,
remember that now. Okay.
mhm. However, I did not know about this sandwich technique until almost a year ago when I think someone told it to me on one of my shows, and I was like,
Oh,
"What?" Now, because this is always what I would do, and I don't but yeah, I don't believe this is one of your options. How I've always eaten a cupcake is I take just the top. So I like twist it and I throw that bottom away. We don't have any time for that. And then I just eat the top of the cupcake with the frosting on it. And not even because like, oh my God, I want a lot of frosting or any of that. It's too hard to eat a cupcake. My mouth
yes.
isn't that big. I can't like unhinge wide enough to get the whole cupcake in. So I'm like, I don't need this stupid part. I want the part with the frosting. The frosting's the good part.
So you're saying if a cupcake is in thirds, you rip off the bottom one third of cake, and therefore you have one third of icing, one third of cake.
Sure.
Okay. I can see that because I think that's why people have developed ulterior methods because cupcakes can be very frustrating, especially typically they're for parties. I mean, obviously pre-COVID, but typically they're for parties when you're in front of people. And I feel like eating in front of people causes a lot of anxiety for a lot of people. And
Mhm.
you really don't want to get icing all over your face because that's embarrassing. So I understand that type of method or a sandwich method if you're in a setting where you're like, oh, I don't want to like, and there's like icing all over your face. But I think I'm thinking more of like the little mini cupcakes because my answer is just bite it, and I bite it from like up down, so I'm not like bleh, you know.
Yeah, and I bet that you would get icing all over your face.
No, I bite it from up down. So I tilt it and bite the icing and then like roll it. This way I'm not like just smashing it into my face. There's a there is a very process, but I just bite it. Just bite the cupcake. Be wary. Have a napkin next to you. Guys know I'm like a little old lady that always has the napkins or tissues in my sleeve. Just wipe that off with a napkin. You are fine, okay?
Okay, so you're wiping it off with the napkin is the moral of your story.
The moral of my story is I have no process. I just bite the cupcake. So what had happened was, as a result, what of the chat, we made the poll with the choices, and
Mhm,
the choices were
mhm,
lick off the icing, then eat the cake,
mhm,
wipe off the icing and only eat the cake, what my dad does,
mhm,
only eat the icing, yum, sugary goodness, like a young Nicole or a preschooler.
mhm.
Rip off the bottom of the cake, put it on top, and make a sandwich, like my sister Kay. Just eat it a whole bite at a time, like myself. Or who knows? I don't know who voted for this. With a fork and knife, utensils, please.
And before we get into the results, can I just say that anybody who said just eat it with a fork and a knife,
Hmm.
you understand that's cake, correct?
That's valid. When at what point is a cupcake still a cupcake? Is it the shape and like the
Yeah,
dimensions of it, or is it how you eat it? If you eat a cupcake with a fork and knife, does it then become cake?
100%. That is exactly what makes a cake.
Okay, okay, I
That's
feel that.
that 100% makes it a cake. I use a fork, don't judge me. No, that's fine. You guys are allowed to use forks. Just understand that the act of you using a fork is what makes it cake.
Valid, valid. But then you could argue, what if you take a cake and just bite it? Are you then making the cake into a cupcake?
I would argue you are most certainly then making the cake a cupcake.
No, I think it's a size thing.
It's your size queen.
I think it's a size thing. Yes.
Okay. Well, Nicole, have the results.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think is going to be the bet? Like, what do you think the most people sided with?
I would say most people just eat it a whole bite at a time.
You think most people just eat it a whole bite at a
Yeah,
time?
just eat the freaking cupcake. Like, you're not telling me we have a world full of people that have to dissect it or take it apart or make it a sandwich or get a fork. Like, come on.
Well, Nicole, survey says lick the icing off. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Just eat it a whole bite at a time. You are correct with 41% of the vote.
I thought it would be more. I thought it would be a lot more, but okay. I guess it's because there's a lot of options as well. But okay, okay. Um,
Second place is lick off the icing, then eat the cake.
wow, I can see that though, because like I said, I used to do that. So yeah, okay. And the thing is, the reason why I stopped doing it because in my adulthood, if you just lick off the icing, then you don't want the cake, and then it's a waste of the cake. So it's kind of like when you eat Lucky Charms, you only want the marshmallows, but you have to eat the cereal part just so you don't waste it. That's how I am with a cupcake. It's like you have to eat the bottom just to get the reward of the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right. By the way, this is the most answers of any poll that you've ever created.
Wow. So I'm telling you, it's a very passionate, passionate topic.
Yeah, people, but no, I mean, you gave way too many options. That is because, I mean, maybe not. The top three
Oh,
really are sticking there. Rip off the bottom of the cake, make a sandwich, 17%.
so third place. Okay. Makes sense based on what people have told me.
I feel like the others aren't even really in the running. I feel with a fork and a knife, utensils, please. Oh no, that I'm sorry. Wipe off the icing and only eat the cake is 9%.
That's like how my dad eats it. I could see that being a smaller amount because a cupcake usually you want the icing, but if you want, just like that smear of icing on top of the cake, because whether it be a sugar reason or whatever it may be, that makes sense to me. And I agree. I think the last two are kind of like no-goes. You're not going to only eat the icing unless you're just
Right.
not admitting it, 2%, or fork and knife, yeah, 3%. Which, again, like you said, that would more so require you're sitting down at your house or you're sitting down at a restaurant. If you're at a party where it's stop and go, grab a cupcake, I highly doubt you're going to sit there and be like, fork, okay, and like so you're standing there like the office party, like
And
that's tough.
Courtney brings up a good point in chat. She says, and that won't work on a mini cupcake.
The fork?
The fork and the knife. I mean, technically it would work, but you're only getting one jab and you're popping that whole sucker in your mouth.
Unless you cut it in half, maybe you like little bites.
I just love that we're helping people with the thing that I never realized, which is the whole eating it like a sandwich.
I never knew that until I saw my sister do it a couple of years ago. And I was like, what is happening? She's like, so you don't get icing on your face. This is how you eat. I'm like, oh, wow. I wouldn't do it, but oh, wow.
Kate Phil says, yes, this is the
TC to Phil, I call them.
TC to Phil says it's the first I've heard of this sandwich thing. It's intriguing.
We got to all try it now. Rip off that third on the bottom, smush it on top. Now you got cake, icing, cake. It's like a giant, like a whoopie pie, like one of those Oreo whoopie pies.
I mean, I will say this. It does not. What it does is it cuts the sweetness down if you were someone that doesn't like all that frosting, but then I would just argue wipe the frosting off. Or it does what I'm saying. It creates that layer of protection for you where you're getting all that frosting on your face. Now it's just a crumb that you can wipe off. So I could see how this would be beneficial to people.
Yes. Or maybe it becomes a whole process. You put it on top, you kind of squish it, then you take a napkin and get rid of the excess icing that squishes out the sides. Now you have limited icing and a sandwich, which, if we're going to argue eating it with a knife and fork makes it cake, does making it a sandwich therefore make it an Oreo?
It does not make it an Oreo.
Yeah, it does. I'm making an analogy because it'd be cake, icing, cake, and it was kind of like what we said with a fork makes it cake. So if it's a sandwich, does that make it like a sandwich, like a whoopie pie? I was going with that theme.
Okay, I mean, I see. I thought you were just setting us up for Oreo poll.
I was. I'm really working on my transitional phrases. I feel like, like when you're writing an essay and the teacher or professor says, work on your transitions, work on secondly, also, nevertheless. This is my way. I'm trying to work on my transitional dynamics. And I think I've been doing a great job lately. Like that one yesterday, with the whole sleeping hard, that was something.
I mean, is traditional dynamics a real thing?
In what regard?
I don't know. Is traditional dynamics an actual thing that people say, like traditional dynamics?
I don't know. That's just something I say.
Okay, because that's very weird to me. Anyway, Nicole.
I think I've just discovered that I make up my own phrases and sayings and things.
And I would agree with that. You very much do. So, again, you have created this Oreo poll, and here's what I want to tell you about the Oreo poll, for starters.
Okay.
Number one for your Oreo poll, you gave everybody 9,000 options.
Because if I'm asking you how you eat it, it's not right to say, is it this or that? Because there's going to be people be like, I don't do that. So I need to try to cover as much of the community as I can. And that's how we are inclusive.
I know, but maybe I don't know. Here's why. I mean, here is basically the reason why I'm even bringing this up, is because your things are so lengthy. So lengthy.
Yeah. I like that. Look how cool that looks, though. It's like, different dynamic sentences, dynamic transitions, dynamic sentence. Dynamic is the word of the day. So our choices for how do you eat an Oreo? What's the proper way? We have just eat it, one whole bite at a time. Kind of like what we said with cupcake.
I think we should go in order. Let's go with most popular with 28% of the vote is you dunk it in milk between each bite.
No.
Oh, wow. We actually agree for once. I agree. No. Oh, wait. And I'm sorry. This was the point I need to tell you. this vote specifically
Yeah.
has triple the amount of the votes of the other polls of the week. And I would say it's one of the highest rated polls we've done. Like, I did not realize how passionate people are about their Oreos.
Yes, because things like this, like I said, with more choices that are very specific, you start to really think about yourself and how specific you eat something. You know what I mean? So then you start really breaking it down and thinking, oh, wow, I very much do that. Or, oh, I don't do it that way. So I think it gives people more of, I don't know, a debate and an argument, and they become a lot more passionate.
So 28% of the vote dunking it in between each bite. Now, we obviously completely disagree with this. Neither of
I
us are feeling what?
I always say I'm a very simple person. And in the past, you've said I am lazy. It's not that I'm lazy. If I'm making myself a burger, I will just put the burger on the bun, put some ketchup and mayo, done. If I'm making myself a hot dog on the bun, a little bit of ketchup, maybe a little bit of mustard, done. However, if somebody makes me something crazy, I will eat it. But for the most part, where this is going is I'm very like general because I get very overstimulated by flavors. So I like to enjoy one thing at a time. So in my brain, I want to enjoy the Oreo for what it is. And if I have a glass of milk, I will drink the glass of milk after. To me, dipping the Oreo in the milk, now I'm focusing on Oreo flavors and milk flavors, and now there's crumbs floating in my milk, and it's just very overstimulating and it freaks me out. Like, I like to separate what I'm doing. Yes, I might have a glass of milk there, but if anything, I'm drinking it in between cookies or I drink it after.
Question. You still going to therapy?
I am, yes.
Good. Stick with that. So, here's the thing.
I don't know. I don't think it's like a sensory thing or anything. I just
Mm,
don't.
no.
I
I
think
agree
my
with you.
palate is very evolved, and
Mm,
I like to have
mm,
certain flavors at a time, and I get overstimulated.
Mm-mm. I don't think that it is any of those things. I don't think you have a sensory issue with it. I would
No.
argue, I know you perfectly that you don't have a sensory issue. I think for you, it's a control issue. And you want to control the way those Oreos are. And don't you get any of that Oreo in my milk, because I'm Nicole and I say the Oreos have to stay over there by themselves. And it's only Oreo time now. It is not milk time yet. It is just Oreo time.
Yeah,
Now
because
I
like
will allow milk to the party.
exactly. If I wanted to drink milk, I would drink milk. Why would I want my Oreo wet? Again, it's not a sensory thing. I'm not like, oh God, I don't want like a damp cookie. God, oh Lord, I heard that. You know what I mean? But it's more so like when I'm eating the Oreo, I want to enjoy the Oreo. The milk would ruin it, and if I'm drinking the milk, I don't want to see crumbs of Oreo because then my brain's like, oh my God, am I eating Oreo like cookie milk or is this milk? And I get it's kind of like how I always say I'm like Tinkerbell. I can only fit one emotion at a time. It's the same thing. I want to enjoy one thing at a time.
Because you don't think you deserve to be able to enjoy multiple.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I
You just
know.
don't do it.
Yep. You could have
Wow.
all the flavors. Have you dunked your French fries in a Frosty yet? Have you put salt on your ice cream? Have you dunked a chicken nugget in a chocolate shake?
So,
I can change your whole world when you're ready.
but see, okay, hold on. Let's finish the Oreo because I have a whole nother rant now.
Well, we haven't even got. Well, okay. Let's go with the second choice
Yes.
with 23% of the vote was open it up, eat the icing side first, then the plain cookie.
See, I think that's invalid.
I know,
Why
I
would
think
you?
it's invalid as well, but probably for a different reason.
My reason is why waste the good side first? Again, like I said, if you're eating a cupcake, get rid of the bleh cake part if you want the icing last. Or if you're eating Lucky Charms, get rid of the bleh cereal part so you can enjoy the marshmallows. If you eat the icing side of the cookie first, now you're stuck with the plain cookie and it's like, I don't want this. How I see it is a reward. You eat the plain cookie first and you go, I did that. I took one for the team and now my prize is the icing side.
I'm just gonna take this from Lefty in chat, who is clearly correctly, by the way, saying I'm not taking Oreo eating advice from someone that eats their Lucky Charms in order.
Yeah, but it just, but see, I have a theme. No, I think I'm very consistent. Yes, I have quirks, but they're consistent quirks. They're not irrational. They may be irrational in general, but they're steady. They're stagnant. They
Is
all coincide.
literally the definition of irrational is that you just won't eat a flippin' spoonful of cereal. You have to check the order of the marshmallow.
I have just eaten Lucky Charms as is, but I eat the marshmallow with the cookies again because I'm not going to eat the marshmallows first and leave the cereal behind. Bleh, then I'm not going to eat it. Then it goes to waste. So yes, I've just eaten it, but typically it's the brown, whatever they are first, then the lovely marshmallows, and I do like to eat them in order because I'm Nicole.
First of all, to the 23% of you that claimed you eat the icing side first, I moved Nicole to strike all these answers. I say this gets voided. It is not the second choice. Anybody who picked this answer, it was clearly a trap. So I congratulate you for putting in a trap so we can weed out the liars. I would like to strike this one from it completely because, as anybody who has eaten an Oreo knows, that damn icing does not just neatly stick to one side.
Double stuffed, it does. If it's regular,
we weren't discussing double stuff. This was a generic Oreo quiz. We did not get into double stuff, triple stuff, mega stuff, super mega double stuff. We were talking the plain Oreo. These people are liars. It does not stick to one side. We have found a large majority of the 30% of the liars that watch this show. I move to strike these answers.
I will agree with you with the regular Oreos. Yes, it doesn't split, but I'm going to argue this 30% because the liars are the ones I defend. I love this 30%. I would argue they're like me and they love the double stuff. So they're eating double stuff. And when you split those open, the double stuff stays on one side, the other side's a plain cookie. But I would argue you're wrong because why? Are you throwing out that plain cookie? There's no way you're enjoying the icing side and going, that was a good Oreo. And then you're eating a plain cookie. I bet you throw it out and you waste.
Probably. That's how I did it when I was little. Okay. In third
place, I used to put them back. I used to eat out the icing and just put
I'm gonna throw up.
Oreos.
I'm gonna throw up.
I got in trouble and never did it again.
In third place is just eat it one whole bite at a time.
That's what I
do. You're psychopaths. If that's the third place with 20% of the vote, you should make the TikTok video. I don't know if any of you have seen that trend where it's like the psychopath music and it'll be like how a regular person does. And then it'll be like how a psychopath does it. Yeah. So just so you guys know, if you go over to a package and take out an Oreo and just eat it plain, you're a psychopath.
Again, we'll get to what I typically do in a second, but I have just eaten Oreos, especially, here's the thing. Oh, see, there's caveats. Double stuff, we'll get to in a second. I can't say it. Regular? I can't say it. Regular Oreos, I do just bite them because the icing doesn't evenly split and it frustrates me.
Here's the thing. You said at the start of this poll that you made them very specific and detailed. But now you are so willing to nilly-willy throw in these extra bits to each one that we're supposed to know or assume or understand just to suit your whims. And that's not flying in this court of law.
I should have, again, I'm not
As written. Just eat it one whole bite at a time.
Is how I would eat a regular Oreo, and I didn't specify here double stuff, so yes, that would be my vote.
Psychopath.
You, yes.
No, you. Although you might think I'm a psychopath when I tell you how I eat them. Okay. In fourth place is open 2 and put the icing halves together to make your own double stuffed deliciousness. Now, that's interesting, Nicole, because that answer implies that this poll is about a regular, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, regular Oreo.
I realize now, yeah, because when I do that, I do it with double stuffed. So technically, it would be to make your own quadruple stuffed deliciousness. I screwed this up. I
That
really
is
screwed this one up, didn't I?
so disgusting.
Oh my gosh. That's how I eat all types of Oreos. Even if even I'm just lying up and down today. Even with the regular ones, if I can rip them open and the icing does separate, I love combining them. And then again, you eat the plain ones first and you go, bleh, gross. And then you take the ones with the stuffing and you eat them. Especially if it's double stuffed, just eat that cookie. You take one for the team. Don't waste the cookie. Now it's gone. You take those two with the icing, you put them together. It is a joyous sugar gasm and it's amazing.
You know that 7-Eleven sells a Oreo and it's called like the mega stuffed Oreo or something where like
Disgusting.
yeah, like the icing is the size of a donut. It's like a donut filled. It's like it's like this big. It's literally the size of a donut. So imagine that you had a donut, right? And then you put the Oreo cookie on the bottom and then Oreo on the top to be the same size of a donut. But then instead of the donut being there, it's the Oreo icing.
Oh no. I had I don't know what it's called. It's called like mega stuffed once. I had it once and it was just so much sugar that it like freaked me out. Like I felt it like through my body. I only had one. I can't. Too much. This is just like too much.
Do you but you're gonna eat 4 double stuff layers of icing and you're saying that's different?
It's different. I feel like the
It's not.
consistency of the icing is different. I feel like in a double stuffed
Oh.
Oreo, the consistency is harder. I feel like in the mega stuffed, it was very soft and sugary and like I don't know, it was weird.
Now that I agree with you. It's the same thing where they make the giant Reese's peanut butter cups at Christmas time. That stuff is trash. Don't even gross. I don't.
It's different
Oh,
consistency.
now I feel bad if everybody sent me one of those. But I mean, it's the thought that counts. But no, those are not the same. It's not the same at all. And I will say the Christmas tree Oreo is the Christmas tree Reese's is the correct one to buy. It has the perfectly balanced amount of chocolate to peanut butter ratio.
I agree 100%. I thought for a second you were going to say the Christmas Oreos. And just like I know all the little Debbies, I know all the Oreos. Those are the ones with the red icing. No, no, no. The Halloween Oreos, the ones with the orange icing. And I get it. It's probably just colored icing. But no, something about the Halloween orange, I don't know if it's a different chemical or what. The orange Halloween ones are the most delicious ones ever. And second to them are the springtime yellow icing Oreos. The red Christmas, I would say those are after that. But Halloween, those are the OG flavored, colored,
God, you
amazing Oreos.
really like Oreos.
Oh, I know all of them.
I remember when the flavored Oreos started happening and became all the fad, and there was ones that you could only get in certain places, and it was like, I tried a few of them. I wasn't really impressed with any.
Flavored Oreos, I do like the mint ones because they kind of taste like Girl Scout Thin Mints. So the mint ones are good. The golden Oreos with the white cookie, those are
No,
really good.
don't waste my time.
Lemon, my mom really likes the lemon ones. Those are kind of like
There is no point for lemon being in a dessert.
mom loves lemon cookies.
That does not belong in a dessert.
I
Go
guess
ahead.
I know a lot about Little Debbie varieties. I know a lot about Oreo varieties, and
Clearly.
wait till springtime. I know a lot about Peep varieties. I have tried almost every flavor.
What
I
a
should lie,
surprise.
but like all the different flavored Peeps.
Hot
Obviously, nothing
chocolate?
beats. No,
No.
I want it. Can you get it for me?
You get it for yourself.
Thank you.
You're a strong,
But I would say
independent woman. You can buy your own Peeps.
the OG Peeps are the best.
Works both ways too. But go ahead.
I'm also assertive. I get me a man's to buy me Peeps. But is there anything after the open both sides and combine them?
Yes.
That was fourth, correct?
That was fourth. We did open both sides and eat them. Okay, then in last place, right? Or did I forget it? No.
Open it,
And then eat the plain So we did open it and eat the icing, then the plain, and then you reversed it as if we needed that as an option. Yeah,
Well,
so
the
that's
reverse is what I would do. I would eat the plain first, then the icing. So that one was fifth. If you eat the plain first, then the icing, which I'm shocked. I thought it would do better. And then you're saying last place was eat only the icing, which I just want to see what people would say. Do people waste both cookies? Which is what a young Nicole used to do. But I had guilt. I didn't want to throw out the cookies, so I put them back in the jar. I got caught. I also got caught eating all the marshmallows out of the Lucky Charms box. And hence the lesson of, you don't waste food. And that's one of the big lessons in my household.
sure. So
So
here's how I eat. Here's how I eat an Oreo. Now it all depends. When I was younger, I was all about the
you're none
frost.
of these.
I am not one thing when it comes to an Oreo. I've evolved in my Oreo-ness.
Okay, so it's a
And
very complex answer.
keep in mind also, this is interesting that I am not a big chocolate lover, but notice how I did not like the golden Oreo, which you'd think I would like, and I actually love just a regular Oreo. However, here's the thing. When I was younger, I used to go double stuff, eat the icing, chuck the cookie. That was a large part of my early 20s, because until I was 19 and moved out of the house, I never had any junk food at all. We never had it in our house. I never had fast food. I never had any of those things unless someone like shared it with me at school.
Yeah.
And the day that I moved out and I had to go to the supermarket to buy groceries for the first time, I remember literally going to the junk food aisle and just going Oreos, Nutter Butters, Chips Ahoy. I just went down the line and just fit what I would imagine would be a normal shopping day for you. And I remember the cashier said something to me like, "Are you okay?" She was like, "Going through a breakup?" I don't remember what she said, but it was something funny. Anyway, back to the point. I would eat both sides, chuck the cookie, nobody cares. I would say in my 30s, I started getting more to like, I no longer like the double stuff at all.
Okay.
Don't even bother with me with the double stuff. However, I would take the cookie and I would have to submerge the whole thing into ice cold milk. You have to let it bubble up. You have to let it bubble. Now, honestly, this evolved into the 2 cookie technique eventually, where I would be submerging 2. You want to let it bubble. You want to wait till the bubbling stops. Then you know it's going to be nice and mushy.
I need to pray for these Oreos.
And then you eat it. Now, here's the problem with this technique. I'm not screwing around when I say ice cold milk. You will know you're doing this technique correct if you can only do it 3 times. By the 3rd time your fingers are in that milk, they should be getting frostbite. Like, my fingers would be like frozen. They would hurt. They were so cold from having them in this milk. Because you have to hold it there for a while.
But listen, okay, now this is going down a road right now. The reason why I don't like dunking either is I would only dunk a little bit to my fingertips. I would not submerge my fingers in the milk. When I see people, and I'm obviously not if it was a waiter, I'd go off the deep end. But when you're at someone's house or a family member or a friend and they hand you a glass and their finger is over the rim, Lord have mercy, I can't do fingers in cups. So this just freaked me out. But go ahead.
I know. Can you not listen for a minute? Can you just not listen for 1 minute?
Oh, good.
So, Chad, I've known this about Nicole, and when she comes over my house and she enrages me and then she asks me for a drink, I literally will like fist the entire drink and I'll be like, "Here you go, Nicole, here you go." And then I sit there and I'm just like, "Oh, I love it. My hands are all up in your water."
Good?
Yeah.
Are you getting me a surprise?
Yep. It's a surprise. Yeah, I like it soggy, eat it all, blurty, blurty, blur.
That's such a waste of an Oreo. That poor Oreo was meant to be crunchy and
No, it wasn't.
delicious. And instead you made it blah, 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 and then the milk is all crummy and dotted, and
No,
they just
and
violated each other.
by the way, all right, there's so many things I want to say. Lastly, the way I've evolved to eating the Oreos now, I don't even like the icing at all anymore.
Okay.
I like the Oreo thins, where it's like the thin, almost wafer.
Okay.
And I just eat that and I'll get rid of the icing. I just like literally the solid cookie part
With
of
no
an
milk.
Oreo thin, and then I will just get rid of it.
With no milk.
I mean, yeah, with no milk. If I'm doing it with milk, I need the filling because it's
Wow.
too sweet with that. But wait, I just have to say this because this is what you just reminded me of when you triggered me when you're trying to tell people how to eat an Oreo. That for me is how this one came to be. Because you said, I mean, we're not getting into all the details, but you said on one of your hangout shows that when you were a teacher, you would show kids the way to eat an Oreo. And I
Oh,
was like, how dare you
yes.
try and implement on the youth of America your backwards ass way to eat an Oreo?
Yeah, and that went into the discussion of there's a difference. If you're having a holiday party and the kid wants to lick the icing off a cupcake because that's what they want, it's different. However, if a and obviously I'm as a one-to-one aide, this would more so be like OT, food therapy, feeding therapy, all that kind of stuff. If it's more so a quirk, if it's more so a sensory issue or a texture issue, or oh, I don't want to eat that because
See how I
obviously,
drove us nowhere on that road?
but
We were waving by to that road. No one needed to know about that road. I had us on this road.
I'm just no, because I want to make sure like I explain myself that I'm not saying you control the way kids do things. If it's what they want, it's what they want. However, if it's a sensory, I don't like the word issue. If there's a sensory reason or a texture reason,
Sure.
that's different. That you have to work through it with the kid. Like, look, Miss Nicole's biting the cupcake. Oh, the cake is good. Like, that's different. So
Should have
that's
put
yeah,
Rachel
that's
should have put Rachel Dratch on that first quiz. Wah, wah.
it's time for Debbie
It
Downer.
was just a joke.
I know,
It's just a joke.
but sometimes when people listen to a joke, they go, "Wait, what now? What did she do?" So I just need to, you give a little bit of an explanation, kind of give some backstory, some
Yes,
context,
I'm
if you will.
sorry, everyone. In case it wasn't clear, Nicole was not really teaching the children of America how to eat an Oreo. And for a fun fact going forward in all shows, 98% of what I say is an exaggeration meant to entertain you.
And I get defensive whether it's a joke or not.
So here's my spin-off. Can I just
Okay,
spin off for 1 second and then I'll let you
yes,
rein it in to wrap up Oreo? Because this is my two side notes that you reminded me when you went on the whole Halloween thing.
okay,
5 years ago, Dunkin' Donuts came out with a holiday donut. It was a Halloween holiday donut. It had orange icing on the top and it had some sort of a filling in it. The filling in it was some sort. It is not. I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, oh, there's a spider now. There's the donut hole
yeah,
on top. No, no, and no. It was like 5 years ago. It was like a Boston cream donut, but it had an orange glaze on the top and then it was filled. The something that it was filled with was some sort of a marshmallow Bavarian cream. It was, hands down, the best donut I have ever had in my life. So much so, we were building the house at the time. I would go to Dunkin' Donuts every morning and get one of those. If we had company, I would get a dozen. Everyone was obsessed with this Oreo, yet I never bothered to ask what the cream in the inside was. The following year, it never came back, and everyone looked at me like I'm an insane person making up some fantasy Oreo that I lived off of. I mean, Dunkin' Donut that I lived off of
I
for an
mean,
entire season.
damn, I was gonna correct you and say no, it's a munchkin. It's made into a spider.
No,
Interesting, like so, like a fluff filling.
like a fluff filling, but not as sticky as a fluff filling. So I don't know what it was. It wasn't vanilla cream. It's not their vanilla cream. It's not their Bavarian cream. It's not, I don't know
custard.
what it is, but I'm mad. And then to that same exact tangent, I will also say, dearest Taco Bell, whenever you are ready to bring back your grilled chicken Caesar wrap, I will stop sending those automated emails, which send to you once every single week for the past 9 years, asking you to bring it back. For the love of God, just bring back the $1 grilled chicken Caesar wrap taco. Thank you in advance, Taco Bell.
Eric. What's
I'm good on all
Bavarian?
my food issues.
What's Bavarian? Did you hear that?
No,
I
we
just
have
hear
noise
a
canceling.
huge crash downstairs, dead silence, and then my dad go, "Uh-oh."
Do you need to see if everyone's okay?
No, I think we're good. I didn't hear any follow-up noise, so either it's good or
Okay.
it's bad. But what's
Have you ever
Bavarian?
had a Boston cream pie?
Yes. Mhm.
So it's kind of like that, but Bavarian cream is just a way of thickening the milk and the eggs with a gelatin,
It's
which
custard.
makes it like a little bit more. It's like custard, but then you whip it. Like you whip it, like we whip whipped cream into it.
We'll whip it real good. Near. Whip it good. Near. Bavarian. I'll never forget it now. Got it.
Right. There's so many creams. There's Bavarian cream. There's, vanilla cream, vanilla pudding, regular Boston cream. Oh, I think
Plenty.
Bavarian cream is Boston cream, if I recall. That is the cream of a Boston cream is Bavarian, I believe.
So when we get donuts, we get jelly filled and we get the yellow filled that I call custard. Would that be it?
Sure.
Hmm.
I believe so.
Which
I am not. I have come to learn, by the way, I thought I was a sweets person. Like, I thought I was a person with a sweet tooth until I met you and then realized I'm really not.
I didn't think I was. And then the more I tell stories, damn, I guess so. I really don't think I always said, oh, I'm more of a salty person. I guess in personality, yes, but more salty, like with chips and pretzels and popcorn. Like I love popcorn with like the garlic salt that you put on top. Like I always thought more salty. I'm obsessed with pretzels, but I guess for some reason the sugar discussions always come out more. But where I was going to go with that, when you said when you first started shopping, you went down the snack aisle. I think that's why I'm more so, ooh, sushi, ooh, taco. I did not grow up with Taco Tuesdays. I did not grow up with pizza, pizza on Fridays. I did not grow up with sushi on the weekends. We
Not
were
in
very
school?
much, no, I didn't buy
Back
lunch.
in my day, we
I
had
didn't,
pizza on Wednesday afternoons in school, and it was a quarter a slice. And you might think I'm doing an impression of my dad, but no, that was me in first to eighth grade. Every Wednesday, we had pizza. You could buy it for a quarter a slice.
wow. I very rarely bought lunch. I, I mean, shocker. I'm Nicole. I brought lunch. I brought my little lunch box with my little Debbie's and my snacks and my bologna sandwiches. So I very rarely bought lunch. And then in high school, I didn't take lunch. I went to the library. Surprise. So yeah. I didn't grow up with like sushi or tacos. So that's why nowadays I'm like, wait, Taco Bell has like a taco box you can get. What's that about? You know?
You're like so excited for this taco party tomorrow.
So it's happening.
So you've clearly been researching your Taco Bell delivery options.
I have not. My taco delivery option is call Eric and he
No.
figures it out.
Well, look, speaking of polls, thus concludes the Hot Topic polls that you guys have weighed into up into this point, except there is a poll currently active of what you guys want to see us wear for tomorrow night's watch party. So don't forget to go vote on that. Oh, look, we got taco time. Somebody found the hidden taco time.
Look how cute that is.
Somebody found the hidden taco time. How did you guys
So,
make that happen? I don't know. It's a secret. And you really did it. It wasn't me. They might be figuring it out. I might have to turn it off.
which for those listening, we have a mini Eric on the screen eating tacos, which I'm assuming is like enacted, enabled, triggered, whatever the word may be,
Yeah.
by our Hello Friends watchers currently. And I'm loving this. And I think that logo is an indication that the party's definitely happening. So make sure you vote for which matching color you want me and Eric to wear, so that we are not only matching during the taco party with our tacos, but we're also matching in our clothing. I am so excited for this taco party. I've told my whole family, like, I'm not selfish. I'm not going to get tacos for only me. I'm like, guys, tomorrow's taco day. Like, I'm getting tacos for everybody.
Oh, cool. Let me know when I should be expecting mine. By the way, just one quick note. There's more hidden things like that. Well, I mean, don't nobody spam the chats to try and find things. Just let them happen when they happen. But there are a lot more hidden things. I'm surprised it took this long to find tacos. However, yeah. I am excited for taco. I hope that people will go weigh in on the vote for tomorrow. If you don't know, we will be watching the challenge. Well, first we will be doing our podcast recording at 1 in the afternoon. And then that video show will be up for 24 hours. Then it will go away forever. But the podcast will live on in audio form forever on your favorite podcast feeds. And then at 8 p.m., we will be live for a challenge watch party with all of you. Repeat the same thing for Thursday, but then Friday, Nicole.
Yes.
I love how you're acting like you're nervous about this. I feel that the tables are going to turn on me quite quickly, but we heard all of you.
Yes.
Everyone has been asking for this show. Well, I feel like everyone's been asking for two sorts of shows. They have said, we love your guys' dynamics. Nicole, we've met your family, etc., etc. We want to meet someone else. We want to meet a real-life Eric friend, or we want to meet another real-life Nicole friend, to which I said, let's go with one of Nicole's. So, the Rachel that you have all heard of, Nicole's lifelong best friend from childhood, will be joining us this Friday. We're going to get into what it was like watching Nicole on Big Brother for her as her friend growing up, what it is like being in public with Nicole when the -2s of -3s people don't bother them together, or how much amazing her life has been post me versus the first time. What?
What was the meaning of that last sentence?
Like, Rachel would be a great indicator. Like, you got off the first time.
Yes.
And then, like, I wasn't a part of your life right away. So you're probably, I would imagine, like, really sad, moping around, like my life has no meaning. And then the second time I was there and you were like, oh my God, I have the best life ever. Great, let's do shows.
That's actually a very valid point. I'm just curious. Rachel's hysterical. And she can be very unfiltered, so I need to keep her in check about opinions about people and things.
Oh, we don't need her getting in. No, this is great. You need to just let her speak. It's not you. It's called deniable plausibility.
Deniable plausibility. But yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to our dynamic with you. I'm looking forward to your guys' dynamic with me. I think it's going to be a really good, entertaining show. A post will be going up in the Hello Friends community of the TVCO app to leave questions for Rachel, whether it be about, like, her likes and dislikes, or about, us growing up or stuff like that. Obviously nothing crazy personal, guys. I mean, come on. But, all that fun stuff, that post will be up, and it's going to be a really grand old time. I'm looking forward to it.
I am looking forward to it too. Just like I'm not looking forward to the end of this show, Nicole.
I know.
However, we do have the after show, so the party still is going on. But if you guys are leaving us on the YouTubes and the Twitches and the sorts now, we hope that we will see you guys tomorrow for those two shows. Otherwise, if you are watching in the Hello Friends community in the TVCO app, you can stay put for the after show. I think we're going to get a little bit. I feel like we need to get there, like a few of the people watching live. I want to know what they want out of the Rachel show so I can make it happen for them. And you're
Okay.
not going to bully them. How about
And
you stay here with everyone? I'll go to the after show with the Hello Friends community. We got to talk alone without you around.
okay. But I also want to talk about, during the after show, maybe a potential challenge guest that may be joining us next week.
I'm sorry, I can't. We have to put it in here. You guys, it's going to be the best. Can I just tell him?
You can tell. I hope it works out. But the person did say yes, definitely. So it should be happening in the coming weeks, if not this upcoming week. I'm just waiting for like a definite yes. Woo!
Do I have to tell you all who it is based on that reaction? Guys, this isn't annoyance. Why would you be saying Devin? Rogan's already been on the show.
I'm so excited.
It's
I'm
not
sweating just thinking.
Fessy. I think it's clear the people that come to the watch parties. It's Corey, everyone. It's Nicole's crush, Corey.
He is so gorgeous. Like, you're gonna have to hold down the fort during that interview because I know me. I'm already so awkward. I'm gonna be stumbling so bad. I know me.
It's going to be so much worse when I am because Nicole, I feel like she doesn't know this about me, and I've done this long enough to know how you get people over these things. Like, see, Nicole has all these nerves and she's all freaking out about it. The way that I deal with that, you don't want to be tortured the whole entire show. So it's going to be like, blah, blah, follow, like, chat. Anyway, bring in the guest, Corey. Corey, so great to see you here. I'm so glad that we can now talk about Nicole's undying love for you, how psychically obsessed she is with you, the shrine of you that she has in her room, and how to say that she has a crush on you would be an understatement. You should probably get a restraining order. I'm actually surprised to even see you here. Welcome to the show, Corey.
No.
And that's it. We then have covered everything you could possibly be embarrassed or nervous about in the first 1 minute, and then you're going to be good for the rest of the show.
Yeah, but you saying that makes me sound like crazy stalker, and that's not at all the case. I literally started watching Challenge last season, and like adore him, and like, oh my gosh, he's just like, there's a lot of people I adore on that show. Like, obviously, I adore my BB peeps, I adore Nelson, but like, I do have a crush on Corey, so I'm gonna be like, oh gosh, like he's just like Corey, you know what I mean? And I will be open about it, and just be like, damn, Corey, okay, let's talk. Like, I'm not being weird.
You guys have lots of awkwardness in store for you guys for the next bunch of shows. So again, make sure that wherever you are watching these, you follow, like, and subscribe so you're notified every single time that we go live. Of course, as we have said, sharing the show is a great way to help support them. And if you need to know our live show schedule or where to follow us on all the social medias or where all of the shows are live, that can be done over at our website, hellofriendspod.com. And of course, head over to the HFC and the TV Co app, which is free, to interact and be more involved in these shows.
Yes. Polls, questions, whatever you want to, your heart's desire, you get to be a part of it. It's awesome.
Whatever your heart's desire. If you guys are leaving us now and everywhere, we will see you guys on the next show. But everyone watching on TV Co, stay put. We will be back in 1 minute with the after show.
Bye, friend.
Bye, friend.